Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will study about ion exchange chromatography. This is another type of a chromatographic technique. As we know that chromatography is used to separate out different components from a mixture. So we can easily separate out different components from a mixture using chromatography technique. Now ion exchange chromatography is a type of chromatography technique in which the different components are separated from a mixture on the basis of the ion charge. So what is the ion charge present on the sample or mixture? On that basis the ion exchange chromatography works. Now we will study the instrumentation part of ion exchange chromatography, and we will see how the ion exchange chromatography actually works. So the first part of this ion exchange chromatography's instrumentation is the mobile phase. The mobile phase is filled in a reservoir, and the mobile phase is in liquid state. So the mobile phase is taken as a liquid, and the liquid is basically a buffer solution. So what is a buffer solution? Buffer solution is basically any solution which has constant pH. So a buffer solution always has constant pH. The pH of this solution cannot be changed. So the pH will always remain constant in a solution which is a buffer solution. So a buffer solution is used as a mobile phase, and from this reservoir the mobile phase is taken and pumped using a pump, electric pump, and pumped onto the ion exchange column. Now this is an ion exchange column, and this ion exchange column has the stationary phase. Now the stationary phase used here in the ion exchange chromatography is a solid adsorbent material, and the solid adsorbent material is in the form of a resin, a small circular resin. Now this small circular resin is basically, hypothetically you can say that this resin is divided into two parts. Now the first part of this resin is called the fixed ion, because the charge on this first part will be fixed. If it is positive, then it will remain positive, and if it is negative, then it will remain negative. So this will be the fixed charge or the fixed ion. So it can be negatively charged or it can be positively charged. Now the second part of this resin is called the exchangeable ion. It's called the exchangeable ion because this part is usually replaced or is exchanged by the sample, which is a charged molecule. Because ion exchange chromatography is used to separate out different components from a mixture. So for example, if a mixture of proteins, charge containing proteins, or nucleic acids are taken, and we have to separate them on the basis of charge, so we will use an ion exchange chromatography, and we will take these as samples and we can easily separate them on the basis of charge. So the solid adsorbent material or the resin which is used as a stationary phase is basically divided into two types. The first type is cation exchanger and the second type is anion exchanger. Now, as I have already told you that the stationary phase has two components. First is the fixed ion and the second is the exchangeable ion. Now in cation exchanger resin, if it is a cation exchanger resin, then the fixed ion in cation exchanger resin will be of negative charge, and the exchangeable ion will be of positive charge. Why this will be of positive charge? Because this positive charge or the exchangeable ion is called the exchangeable ion because this positive ion or the exchangeable ion will get exchanged by the sample ion. The ion molecule present in the sample. Now as this resin, the cation exchanger resin, is responsible for exchanging the positive ion, and the positive ion is always known as cation, so that's why it is called as cation exchanger. And similar to this, in anion exchanger, the fixed ion will be positive and the negative or the exchangeable ion exchangeable ion will be of negative sign. Why? Because this exchangeable ion of negative sign will be exchanged by the sample ion, and when it get exchanged, because it is of negative sign and the negative sign ion is known as anion, so that's why this is known as anion exchanger, because here in this resin is responsible for exchanging this negative ion, so that's why it is known as anion exchanger. So now let's directly jump onto this column and see what happens here. Now I am taking the stationary phase as the cation exchanger. I am taking the resin of which type? Cation exchanger type resin I am taking. So the fixed ion part of this would be negative. Okay, so I think you understand this part now. So this would be of negative, and the exchangeable ion part is also known as the functional group of this resin. So we can also say that the functional group or the exchangeable ion part is of positive sign. Now this is of positive sign here, and it binds with the fixed ion part of the resin. Now the stationary phase is ready. We have packed this column using resins. We have filled the resins in this column, and we have packed this column by filling resins in it. So after packing of this column by resins, what we will do is we will pump this mobile phase or the buffer solution onto this column along with the sample solution. So the mobile phase plus the sample solution would be poured onto this column, the ion exchange column. Now as we know that the sample is a mixture of charged molecules, so it contains both positive and negative charged molecules. So now when this sample solution containing both positive and negative charges will pass through this column with the mobile phase, then this sample containing the positive charge, because here the exchangeable ion is positively charged, so now the positively charged molecules or the ions present in the sample will replace these positively exchangeable ions, and they will replace this, and here the positively charged sample ions will come, because they will exchange the positively charged and exchangeable ions of the stationary phase. So both sides positively charged sample molecules will come and get attached to it, and the negatively charged sample molecules will easily get elute out first in a collecting tube. Why? Because it will not get bonded with the stationary phase and it will easily be elute out. So the negatively charged ions, in this case in the cation exchanger chromatography, ion exchange chromatography, will get easily elute out first. So now the point is how the positively charged ion will get elute out in this case, because they have made a bond, strong kind of a strong bond with these resins. So how this can be done is by changing the concentration gradient of the buffer solution. So if we make the buffer solution more acidic in this case, why we will make this more acidic? Because acids contain H plus ions, so more positive ions. So if this contains more positive, if it is more acidic, so that means it has more H plus ions, and that means it is more positive in nature. So if we run this buffer solution again and again through this column, this will easily break this bond, strong kind of a strong bond between the resin and the positively sample molecule. So this buffer solution will break this bond between these two, and then this positively charged sample molecule can easily be elute out in another collecting tube. So in this way, a positively ion present in a mixture and negatively charged ion present in a mixture can easily be obtained. So we can use this in separating out different positively charged nucleic acids present in a mixture of nucleic acids. So in this way, this ion exchange chromatography can be used. So basically, the principle of this ion exchange chromatography is that it uses the difference in charge or the ions present on the stationary phase and the sample. The sample is obviously a mixture. So in this way, we can also define the principle after understanding the whole procedure of the ion exchange chromatography. We can also understand the principle or the sole basis on which this ion exchange chromatography works. So in this way, the ion exchange chromatography actually works. And now if you are wondering that what the ion exchangers are used for, then it is the same. So basically, if we use the ion exchanger resin here, then this the fixed ion would be a positive sign, and the sample molecule which gets exchanged and gets attached to it, which exchanges the exchangeable ion of this stationary phase, would be now of negative sign. So the negatively charged molecule will get elute out afterwards, and the positively charged molecule will get elute first in the ion exchanger ion chromatography. So this is the only difference. So how we pick the cation exchanger or anion exchanger? We pick the cation exchanger resin or the ion exchanger resin by simply looking at the sample molecule. If the sample molecule has more positively charged ions present in the mixture and less negatively charged ions present in the mixture, then we will use the cation exchanger. And if it contains more negatively charged ions and less positively charged ions, then we will use the anion exchanger resin. So I hope you understand this, why and how we will use the cation exchanger resin and how we will perform the ion exchange chromatography. So I hope you have understood all the concepts in the ion exchange chromatography. If you have any doubts, you can ask them in the comment section.